Well, it looks like we're going to get started a little early here today at Cumberland University in Lebanon, Tennessee. Today's Vol State baseball action against the junior varsity squad here at Cumberland University, NEIA school in Wilson County, just east of Nashville and south and east of Sumner County, where Gallatin, Tennessee, the home of the Vol State Pioneers, is located. Let's get to the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups. Thanks for joining us here on a beautiful sunny day. First for the visiting Vol State Pioneers, leading off playing shortstop, Logan Molnar. Batting second to second baseman, Ethan Huddleston. Batting third, Landon Godsey playing first base. Jace Mizell out in right field will hit cleanup. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Jake Burris. Carter Vrabel will bat sixth and play third base. And the DH making his debut this year, Tanner Bumbelow. Behind the plate, Braden Vineyard will bat eighth, and Jay Sharla, big Jay Sharla, out in left field, batting ninth. On the mound for the Pioneers, Nathan Rhodes. On the mound for Cumberland, Bryant Rascal. Have no information for Bryant. First pitch he delivers, called strike to Logan Molnar, and we are underway at 12:52. Hopefully you were ready to go just like Logan Molnar is. Here's a line drive into left field. And the second pitch that he sees from Rascal, a leadoff single for Logan Molnar, freshman from Independence High School. Brings up Ethan Huddleston. From Gallatin, Tennessee. Thing I was here ready to go. First pitch to Huddleston misses down. Got excellent internet here as we are plugged direct into the Cumberland University internet. Huddleston now looking at a 1-ball, 1-strike count. I believe that's Devin Flanagan, the home plate umpire from past experience. I did not get a look at our base umpire. Not sure if I recognize him. Did not get the names. That ball's fouled at the plate. So here's the defensive alignment for Cumberland JV. Out in left field, Gaines Hassan. Wyatt Hurt in center field. Will Burris in right. Baker Fuentes at third. Andrew Dalton at short. Will Elkins second base. Ethan Carter at first. Behind the plate, Jackson Ward catching Bryant Rascal. Throw over to first base. Molnar back in time. New synthetic field here at the Cumberland baseball field, Woody Hunt Stadium. High fly ball to left field. This will be playable for Hassan. He comes in and makes the grab, look like in the heel of his glove. Down goes Huddleston for the first out. With one out, one on, Landon Godsey steps to the plate. Godsey comes in as the leading hitter by average for the Pioneers, 368. Also leads the team in hits with 35. Line drive down that left field line. That's another base hit for Landon Godsey. That'll be in for extra bases. Molnar rounding third, heading for the plate. And there is the Framework Athletics first run of the game, driven in by Landon Godsey. So a one-out double drives in Molnar, who was on the move with the pitch. Brings to the plate Jace Mizell. Breaking pitch to Mizell, misses high. Jace, a redshirt sophomore, leads the team in slugging with .627, has 6 home runs and 28 RBIs, which also leads the club. Tied in doubles with Carter Vrabel. Jace hitting .333. Swings and fouls that one back to the screen. Game time temperature 56 degrees. Feels like 54, probably at our high for the day. Game that was supposed to start in 4 minutes got started 4 minutes ago. 2-1. Breaking pitch at Mizell just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. These two teams hooked up 4 times a year ago. This is the first game of this year. Doubleheader here at Cumberland today, and a week from today, doubleheader at Pioneer Field in Vol State. There's a fastball called, 3rd strike. Now 2 outs. First strikeout by Rascal. And Jake Burris steps to the plate. 2 hits in the inning, 1 run. Landon Godsey out at second base, looking for a 2-out knock. There's a breaking pitch that lands high. Burris struggling in his last few weeks. Moved down from the number 1 spot to the number 5 spot. Had a 2-for-4 game. Pops that one up out to center field. Wyatt Hurt will come in and make the catch for out number 3. Pioneers scratch for 1 in the top of the first. We'll move to the bottom half for Cumberland JV to come to the plate. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Well, we got it started a little bit early. For those of you that are just joining us, we've already had a half inning where the Pioneers sent 5 batters to the plate. Scored 1 run. Logan Molnar led off with a single. After a flyout, Landon Godsey drove ball down into the left field corner. Drove in Molnar with the Framework Athletics first run of the game. And Bryant Rascal, the starting pitcher for the Cumberland JV, retired the next 2 batters. Here's how the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineup goes for Cumberland JV. Andrew Dalton leading off, playing shortstop. Will Elkins batting second, playing second base. Baker Fuentes, the third hitter, will play third. Jackson Ward, catcher, batting fourth. Will Burris in right field, batting fifth. We'll get to the rest of the lineup here as we can, as Nathan Rhodes on the mound. First pitch swinging, Andrew Dalton, the shortstop from Des Moines, Washington. Rhodes ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Working quickly, that ball in the dirt. or the synthetic turf, as we have here at Cumberland Field. Woody Hunt Stadium, longtime coach. There's a called strike on the inside corner. Dalton will walk back to his bench after looking at a pitch on the inside corner. Nathan Rhodes on for his 5th appearance of the year. All starts, has a 2-0 record. 10 innings pitched, 6 hits, 8 runs, but only 2 have been earned. Comes in with a 1.74 ERA. Let's clear that, get that out on the board. Strike called. Must have hit the bottom of the bat. Caromed off to the on-deck circle. I think Braden Vineyard would have missed that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Count goes 1-2 to Will Elkins, the second baseman. Don't have a full roster. I had to pull a few of the hometowns from the internet as Elkins goes down swinging for the second out. 2 strikeouts for the tall left-hander from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Transfer from Motlow State a couple years ago, and second-year player for Coach Jim McGuire here at Ball State. Baker Fuentes from Crystal Lake, Illinois, fouls the first pitch off. Down to the third base coach. Don't have a first base coach. Not sure if that's Pat Bell or not. He said he'd be up here in the press box later, so I'm assuming he's not coaching third base. Rhodes 0-2. Fouled off to the right side. Count will remain, no balls and 2 strikes. Ethan Carter will be the 6-hole hitter. He will play first base. Gaines Hassan in left field batting 7th. Luke Manning, the DH, batting 8th. And Wyatt Hurt playing center field batting 9th. And that's where that ball will go, is out to Jake Burris in center field. So 3 up, 3 down for Nathan Rhodes here in the bottom of the first inning. Scheduled for 2 7-inning contests here today. And we are just getting started. 1-0, the Pioneers lead. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube, Twitter, and Channel 19. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Tim Reese in Lebanon, Tennessee, on the campus of Cumberland University. Beautiful field here. Synthetic turf infield. Natural grass in the outfield. Beautiful 56-degree day. A little bit windy. You see the U.S. flag out there in left center field blowing in just a little bit. And Carter Vrabel, who can turn that wind around, steps to the plate. And he had a big doubleheader a year ago right here So he fouls that one off a little bit ahead of that pitch by Bryant Rascal. 2 home runs in game 1 and 2 home runs in game 2, 4 on the day. Game 1, he went 3 for 4 with 5 RBIs. There's a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Pioneers won game 1, 19-9, and 5-0 in game 2. Ended the day with 4 home runs and 9 RBIs. I'm sure he remembers that well and is hopefully doing the best he can to not be swinging for that fence, as that will get you out of your timing, and he has been hitting well of late. Had a good series up in Dyersburg. We'll look at ball on the outside corner. I thought Ward was coming up to fire it down to third base, but Vrabel 4 for 10 with 2 doubles, run scored and an RBI. He had the most hits of any Pioneer up at Dyersburg. Drives one down that left field line, but he doesn't come out of the batter's box. He knows that ball will go foul. It hits right up against the bullpen fence. Number 37, who's not on my written roster, running down there, but 2 balls, 2 strikes. That is popped up down the right field line. He's now gone to both bullpens. This one actually gets into the Pioneer bullpen. Pitchers, a few of them scatter around. Get out of that way of that one. Nobody attempted to make the grab because none of them have a glove on. 2-2 pitch, misses outside. We'll have our first full count. Ministries full count of the game. Vrabel comes in hitting .245, tied with Mizell with the doubles lead with 8. And looking for a extra base hit there, but that ball goes foul. So our first full count, first pitch, foul ball of the game. Hovering right at about 46% on the year for that useless stat. Strike 3 called. Down goes Carter Vrabel for out number 1 in the top of the 2nd inning. Not sure what Carter was expecting there, but he wasn't expecting that. 2nd strikeout. Both of the backward K variety for Bryant Rascal. And Tanner Bumbleow, with his 2023 debut, steps into the plate with that bright orange bat. Strike called on the outside corner. Tanner from John Overton High School. Is a two-way player. Was expecting to be on the mound at the beginning of the conference season, but had a setback with an injury that he had. Swings and fouls that one off. One of only 4 left-handed hitters on the Pioneer roster, so head coach Jim McGuire wanting to get him some ABs here as soon as he can. 6'1", 195-pound redshirt freshman. Transfer from Cleveland State. Looks at that breaking pitch low and away. Again, goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. To the left-handed hitting and right-handed throwing Tanner Bumbleow, son of Darrell Bumbleow in Nashville and Ann Bumbleow in Smyrna. Ground ball to first base. Ethan Carter picks it up. Steps on the base for the unassisted out. Rascal now retired the last 4 batters that he's faced. Brings up Braden Vineyard, catcher from Paducah, Kentucky. First pitch misses the mark. Vineyard hitting .281, leads the club with 19 walks. Had a 10-walk week last week. Strike called as Vinny shakes his head on that one. Be undo that ball that it should have been. It was either high, looked like it was high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled off to the right side. Now done in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vineyard, a true sophomore, played in 22 games, has 18 hits and 64 at-bats, 5 doubles. Still looking for his first collegiate home run. Could today be the day? Breaking pitch misses low and away. Beautiful looking scoreboard out there in left field. Nice tribute to Woody Hunt, number 6 above it. Changeup down in the turf. Brings us to a Full Count Ministries full count. Big shout out to Full Count Ministries for their allowing us to use the broadcast equipment. The drive out to center field. Back goes Hurt, and he will turn and make the catch for a 1-2-3 inning for Cumberland. 1-0, the Pioneers still lead. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. And to the bottom of the second inning here at Cumberland University. The Pioneers taking on the JV squad for the Phoenix, the Cumberland Phoenix. Nathan Rhodes out for inning number 2 to face Jackson Ward. 4-hole hitters. He's the first pitch in there for a called strike. Jackson Ward, Will Burris, and Ethan Carter due up for the Phoenix. Breaking pitch popped up to the right side. Godsey with his hand up toward the fence, and he runs into the fence. The ball goes into the seats. Ethan Huddleston will reach over the fence, pick up the baseball and throw it toward the dugout. Godsey looks like he's okay, but that fence got to his body a lot quicker than he had thought. Second year in a row that Nathan Rhodes has been on the mound. A different mound, obviously, as new synthetic turf was put in over the off season, around Christmas time, I believe. But he pitched 3 innings, got the win in game 1 of the doubleheader a year ago. Breaking pitch misses down. Full Count Ministries full count. Danton Reinhardt, who also pitched a year ago, pitched in game 2. He will be on the mound for the start of game 2. There's a strike called on the outside corner. And if, in fact, that is Devin Flanagan behind the plate, he is saying, let's swing the bat today, fellas. 3 strikeouts in 4 batters for Nathan Rhodes. Will Burris from right here in Lebanon, Tennessee, steps to the plate. Sophomore playing right field today. Breaking pitch called strike. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. On deck, Ethan Carter. Lined into or just over the bullpen. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. One out, nobody on. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Vineyard just in case Burris decided to take a swing at that one. Don't want that one going to the backstop. Just missed. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rhodes threw 3 innings. He was the 3rd pitcher for the Pioneers a year ago. Swing and a miss. And Rhodes has got it going on. 4 strikeouts in 5 batters. Ethan Carter, right-handed hitter, steps into the box with 2 outs and nobody on. Rhodes gave up 1 hit, 1 run. It was unearned a year ago. Walked 1 and struck out 6 in his 3 innings. And as I said, he got the win in a 19-9 ball game. Fastball misses high. Played his high school career at Station Camp while going to Merrill Hyde High School in Hendersonville. Strike called. That's a few baseballs out into that left-handed batter's box. 1-2 pitch popped up. It will get out of play. Hit off the top bleachers. 4 rows, 1, 2, 3 rows of bleachers here behind home plate on that far right section, but 5 rows of bleachers in the middle portion. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-2 pitch to Ethan Carter. Misses outside. On deck, Gaines Hassan, the left fielder. Charlotte in left, Burris in center, Mizell in right, Vrabel, Molnar on the left side. The infield, Huddleston Godsey on the right side, and Braden Vineyard catching Nathan Rhodes. Left-hander for the Pioneers. Full count Ministries, full count, right down the can. And Rhodes strikes out the side. 2 of them were caught staring. So 5 strikeouts in the first 6 batters for Nathan Rhodes. Pioneers lead 1-0 after 2, scheduled for 7. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful sunny afternoon in Middle Tennessee. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Headed to the top of the third inning. New pitcher on for the Phoenix. Just what Big Jay Charlotte was wanting. It was a left-hander on the mound after a right-hander just got off of it. Garrett Alexander from Woodbury, Tennessee, on a sophomore left-hander. Delivers the first pitch to Jay Charlotte outside the zone. Bryant Rascal goes 2 innings, gives up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, no walks, 2 strikeouts. He gives away to Garrett Alexander. I want to say that we saw him last year. See if I can check the stats. Jay looks at a pitch about chin high called strike 1. Another pitch, looked like about the same spot. This one called ball 3. Jay Charlotte from Riverdale, the son of Jake and DeLynn. He will look at ball 4 and trot on down to first base with a leadoff walk. Brings the top of the order back to the plate. Logan Molnar, who singled in the left and scored the only run of the game. Molnar came in hitting .358. That batting average goes up. Only true freshman in the starting lineup. You know, the stats for Cumberland pitching do not show the names of the pitchers. There goes Charlotte. The pitch is high. Throw down to second base, not in time. Jay Charlotte with his second stolen base of the year and the 47th stolen base for the Pioneers, who have yet to be caught in 2023. 47 out of 47 bags. Molnar looks at ball 3. Right-hander warming in the Cumberland bullpen. Not sure if they're going to go 1 inning apiece now after the starter went 2. 3 balls, no strikes. Now another walk. Puts runners at first and second. And out of the dugout will come a coach. That's the young man who helped me break into the press box earlier. Looks like that is. Pat Bell is I think the head coach for the junior varsity squad. For head coach Ryan Hunt of the varsity squad, the Cumberland Phoenix. They are 3-time national champions under head coach Woody Hunt, formerly a junior college back years ago. I ought to try to remember when they changed over to a 4-year school, but back when I was playing college baseball, they were a junior college. A couple of my buddies played for Cumberland Junior College. David Stober and Rick Reynolds. Ethan Huddleston steps to the plate. He flew out to left field in his first plate appearance. Runners go, pitch down and in. Jay Charlotte now with 2 stolen bases in the inning. Logan Molnar gets one. 1-1 count. Huddleston has 2 runners in scoring position. Hits one hard down to behind Coach McGuire, who points toward fair territory. Huddleston came into today's game hitting .307, leads the team in runs scored with 27, stolen bases with 11. In another category he'd rather not lead in. He fouls that one off. Stays alive with a 1-2 count. Landon Gotze on deck. The little brother to Noah Huddleston, former Gallatin high school baseball player and former member of Team Reese, as Huddleston will go down on strikes on the changeup, it looked like. Way out ahead of that one. 1 out now, and 2 on brings up Landon Gotze, who has a double and an RBI. He fouls one off down past the Phoenix dugout. Gotze, the son of Paul and Suzanne, brother to Nick. And Aunt Rocks, who's actually not an aunt, they just call her an aunt. He drives one out to right center field. Back goes Burris, and he will not get this one. Gotze will pull up at second base as Logan Molnar cruises home. So another double for Landon Gotze, drives in 2 runs, and the Pioneers lead 3-0. So Landon Gotze having one of those half days like Carter Vrabel had. Vrabel with 4 home runs. Landon Gotze has half of that in doubles. Jace Mizell steps to the plate with 1 out. Pops one off to the right side. So Gotze's gone down the left field line, and now he's gone to right center field. Mizell hit 1 home run in the doubleheader a year ago. That was in the 19-9 win. On deck, Jake Burris. Ground ball to third. Baker Fuentes on the run, throws over to first base on the play. Gotze, who waited for Fuentes to throw the ball, moves up to third base with 2 outs. Jake Burris, who flew out to center field in the first inning, steps to the plate with 2 down, and Gotze at third. Beautiful press box here for a broadcast here at Woody Hunt Stadium. Like a minor league park here with respect to the press box. Off-speed pitch catches the outside corner. Carter Vrabel on deck. 2 walks in the inning and 1 hit. And now make it 2 hits as Jake Burris drives in a run with a solid base hit up the middle. Pioneers now lead 4-0. Jake Burris now 1 for 2. Pioneers need these guys to start getting, if not hot, at least lukewarm. Carter Vrabel's been coming on of late, as I said. 4 hits in the Dyersburg series. Was 3 for 5 against Calhoun in the 9-inning game. That pitch misses high. Against Roan State, he struggled, went 1 for 10 in that 3-game series. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Runner goes, throw down to second base, will get into center field. Burris will get up and head to third base. Throw coming in from the center fielder, gets by Fuentes, but backing up is Alexander. So a stolen base and an error moves Burris to third. Count the Vrabel, 2 balls, no strikes. Like a play maybe the second baseman could have made, but the ball was in the dirt or the turf. So I would assume an error is going to be given to the catcher for the throw. There's a 2-0 pitch in there, off speed. Three balls and a strike to Carter Vrabel from Father Ryan High School. A transfer from Wabash Valley College. The Pioneers will play Wabash Valley later on in April in a midweek game. Carter looking for a pitch to hit here. Tanner Bumbleau on deck. Does not get it. Third walk of the inning for Garrett Alexander. 3 walks, 2 hits. And we will get a new pitcher here to Tanner Bumbleau. We'll take a break, tell you about the new pitcher as much as we can when we return on the Vol State Sports Network. New pitcher on for the Phoenix. Number 21 right-hander Will Caro from Seattle, Washington. 6'1", 200 pound. Shows a senior from transfer from the University of Charleston. He will come on in relief of Garrett Alexander, who went 2/3 of an inning. Gave up 2 hits, 3 walks. And the 2 runners on base are his responsibility. First pitch to Tanner Bumbleau, misses outside. Jake Burris on at third. Carter Vrabel on at first base. 3 runs already in for the Pioneers. Fastball just a hair outside the river. There, that line in the other batter's box between there and the plate. Throw over to first base. Vrabel back. Burris will come down the line a bit just to see if Ethan Carter's paying attention. Bumbleau in his second at-bat of the year. Breaking pitch. About letters in there for a called strike. Down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still hadn't had a pitch really to hit. He's going to have to hit just about anything that comes up there now with a 2-strike count. That was it. Tanner says that's outside. But Caro comes in and gets the job done. Strikes out Bumbleau with runners at first and third. 4 out, number 3. Pioneers score 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error, 2 runners left on base. After 2.5, Pioneers lead 4-0. You're watching the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube, Twitter, and Channel 19. Summit Concrete called to the bullpen for the Pioneers in relief of Nathan Rhodes, the son of Tag and Judy Rhodes. I didn't get that in earlier. The brother to Ella Rhodes. New pitcher Keegan Evick, 6 foot, 180-pound sophomore from Clarksville, Tennessee, Rossview High School, son of Curtis and Tracy Evick. And Opa and Oma are grandparents in Springfield, Tennessee, and Grampy and Grammy in Modesto, California. Keegan, born in the Netherlands, lived in Germany while his father was a Black Hawk helicopter pilot in the U.S. Army. Keegan Evick on in relief here in the bottom of the third inning. He will face the bottom third of the order. Gaines Hassan, the left fielder, steps in. There's a called strike. Hassan, Luke Manning, Wyatt Hurt scheduled for the Phoenix. Breaking pitch swung on and either foul tipped or missed. I thought I heard a little click there. Started to go to Hassan, but he was able to hold up. Evick hoping for a little better experience here this year than last year. I did talk to him a little bit before the game. That ball is grounded off the mound and over to Logan Molnar, who picks and throws on the run as he likes to do for the first out. So 7 up, 7 down for Pioneer pitching. Luke Manning steps to the plate from Gordonsville, Tennessee. The DH. Doing my prep work, I knew that Keegan did not have the best outing. I didn't remember all the details of it, but he was the starter, as he was in most midweek games. There's a tapper toward Huddleston at second base. He gloves, throws on the run over to Gotze. 2 up, 2 down. He was a true freshman last year, and I think he started at 7 appearances, 6 starts, and those were in midweek games. Ended up with a 3-1 record, 16 2/3 innings, 13 hits. There's a ground ball to Carter Vrabel, and he will throw about knee high over to Landon Gotze. And a clean inning for Keegan Evick. He allowed his shortstop, his second baseman, and his third baseman to work on some ground ball action. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're heading to the fourth. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Pioneers will send 8, 9, and 1 to the plate. Braden Vineyard, Big J Charla, and Logan Molnar scheduled. Ball State with 1 run in the first and 3 in the third. Have a 4-0 lead over the Cumberland Junior Varsity squad. Vineyard flew out to center field in the second inning. We'll face Will Caro, who came on in relief. He got the only batter that he faced in the third inning. The pitch gets away from Jackson Ward. 2 balls, no strikes. Vineyard 2 for 9 in the Dyersburg series. Swings and misses at that 2-0 breaking pitch. In the Columbia series, walked 8 times and walked 2 more against Calhoun. Ground ball to second base. Will Elkins up and over to Carter for the first out. Big J Charla, who walked, stole second, stole third, and scored on a double by Landon Godsey, steps to the plate. Came in hitting .317. Looks at a first pitch strike. "13 hits and 41 plate appearances. Two doubles. He smacks one foul down the first base line. Pitch up around his neck. Took a hack at. Big old evergreens out there in center field and a few down the left field line. Nice setting here with some classic looking older homes in the neighborhood. Out in right field, center field. Started to go after that pitch. Again, another high fastball, but able to hold up as the sophomore from Riverdale, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Line drive, ground ball, hard hit to shortstop. Andrew Dalton up with it. Over to first base. That's 2 up, 2 down. Shortstop playing up the middle. And Logan Molnar steps to the plate. He is 1 for 1, scored 2 runs. Singled in the first and walked in the second, or the third. Here he is batting in the fourth for the third time. Coach Jim McGuire coaching at third base. Molnar swings and misses. John Ripel, volunteer assistant coach down at first base. Braden Kale, the pitching coach. Coach Kale and Coach Ripel in their first years with Vol State. Another ground ball. Dalton up and low throw. Hops out of the glove of Carter. That will be an error on the first baseman. Throw was a little bit low, but not in the dirt. So Molnar reaches on the air. Gives Ethan Huddleston a shot here in the fourth inning. With 2 outs. He swings and misses. Up there in tennis shoes. Swings and misses again. I think those are tennis shoes. Yeah, they don't look like molded cleats. With the synthetic turf, they don't want you wearing metal spikes. So you either wear the molded cleats or gym shoes, and he swings and misses. And he's down on strikes for the third time, or the second time today. The second strikeout for Caro. And the error does not hurt. No runs, no hits, one error, one runner left on base. We're through 3.5, scheduled for 7 innings. Pioneers lead 4-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Nathan Rhodes started this ball game for the Pioneers, went 2 innings, did not allow a hit or a walk, struck out 5 of the 6 batters that he faced. Keegan Evick came on in relief. And he will face the top 3 in the order here: Andrew Dalton, Will Elkins, and Baker Fuentes. Dalton must be a switch hitter. I don't think he's batting from the left side against Nathan Rhodes, so he's on that left side against Evick. To the left, Huddleston slides and makes the catch on the ground ball, pops up and throws over to Godsey to retire Dalton. So that is 10 up, 10 down for Pioneer pitching. Will Elkins, who struck out in the first swinging, steps in. Ground ball to Vrabel. Collects, and he gets onto the green part of the turf, throws over to Landon Godsey for out number 2. It is 5 straight ground balls that Keegan Evick has gotten Cumberland to hit into. Baker Fuentes flew out to center field in the first. Fastball at the letters on the outside corner, called strike. So why put a ball up there? Brain cramp. Swung on and driven into right center field. That will fall in front of Jake Burris for the first base runner for the Phoenix. Baker Fuentes with a single. And that breaks the string. 11 straight retired. Jackson Ward steps to the plate with 2 out and 1 on. Evick pitched from the stretch. Fastball called strike. I would assume we'll have a new pitcher for both squads in the next inning. That pitch fouled back on a check swing. There's a right-hander in the Cumberland bullpen. And I see some stirring around in the Pioneers bullpen. One ball, 2 strikes. Jackson Ward struck out looking, and one of 3 straight strikeouts for Nathan Rhodes in the second. Strikeout looking, swinging, and then looking. There's a ground ball to short. Molnar will go the short way over to Huddleston to force out Fuentes, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We're through 4 Pioneers lead 4-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese on the campus of Cumberland University in Lebanon, Tennessee, where the Pioneers taking on the Cumberland University JV squad today. Move to the top of the 5th inning. New pitcher on for the Phoenix, right-hander Wyatt Gateline on in relief of Will Caro, who went 1 1/3 innings. No hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Landon Godsey steps to the plate. 3 RBIs on 2 doubles in his first 2 plate appearances. Pioneers have 4 hits, and he has 2 of them. Strike called. Aaron Smith with Belmont University, his associate head coach, is on here in attendance as Godsey grounds out to the shortstop. Here to look at a few folks, not exactly sure who it is, but won't be this guy. I wouldn't expect as Jace Mizell steps in. He's just committed to Trevecca Nazarene University here in Nashville, Tennessee. Jace 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out. Gateline misses way outside with that pitch. Mizell 2 for 8 against Dyersburg, 5 for 12 against Columbia in the last 2 conference series. 2-1 pitch whispers out the outside corner. Out goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tapped foul toward the Phoenix dugout. See if you run the gamut out here in the crowd. I got one guy out here in a t-shirt, and then I got others in hoodies and a blanket. So apparently a lot of different body temperatures as we'll go to a Full Count Ministries full count. 1 for 2 on full count. First pitch foul balls. And now 1 for 3 as that ball's driven to deep center field. That turns Wyatt Hurt around. Mizell will cruise into second base with his 9th double of the year. Third double of the ball game for the Pioneers. And he and Landon Godsey now tied with 9. Godsey came in with 7, has 2 in the game. So he and Mizell now with 9 doubles. Jake Burris steps to the plate. He fouls one off the screen. Going after that first pitch. If it's good, you need to go after it. Jace Mizell now 1 for 3. Jake Burris 1 for 2. He hit a single up the middle, drove in a run in the third. Breaking pitch. Burris had nowhere to go for that one. Just had to duck down. Nearly got plunked in the head. A few big clouds out here, but so far the sun has been out. Jake started to go after that one and had to pull those hands back pretty quickly as that one came inside. Thank you for joining us on YouTube and Twitter today, and also the local access channel 19 for Vol State. 3-1 pitch misses outside. Burris will get on base for his second time today in 3 at-bats. First walk by Gateline. And with 1 out and 2 on, Carter Vrabel steps to the plate. Vrabel strikeout and a walk. Breaking pitch not to his liking, but it was right over the plate. Love those molded cleats he's got, those baby blues. Runners go. I pop up into left center field. Hurt over and in will make the catch for out number 2. Brings to the plate Tanner Bumbelow, who's 0 for 2. He takes a hack at the first pitch he sees. After going up there, I think, and looking at 3 straight strikes in his last at bat. I know he struck out looking, and I know he looked at least at 2 of them. Not going to do that again. That ball hits off the umpire's shin guards. It comes to the backstop. Both runners will move up 90 feet. On the wild pitch. So Mizell at third, Burris at second. Looking for a 2-out base hit from Tanner Bumbelow. Drives one to deep right field. Back goes Will Burris. He goes back, and that ball's gone. Tanner Bumbelow's first base hit of the season turns into a 3-run home run. And Tanner Bumbelow has just given the Pioneers a 7-0 lead. Congratulations, Tanner Bumbelow. 2 out, 3-run home run. Mizell and Burris score ahead of Bumbelow. That's got to feel good after sitting all season long. Vineyard nearly decapitates Jay Charlotte over on the on-deck circle. That foul ball. double, a walk, and a home run. Mixed in there, a ground out and a fly out for Wyatt Gateline. Strike called. Wind kicking up. He got a little dirt up into Braden Vineyard's eye as he pulled away from the plate there. U.S. flag looks like it's curled around another flagpole out there. Left center field. Wind blowing in and out to right. There's a ground ball to short. Dalton up with the two hopper over to Carter, who secures the catch for out number 3. But the Pioneers, on the big blow by Tanner Bumbelow, put 3 on the board, have scored in the odd innings. 1 in the first, 3 in the third, and 3 in the fifth, and lead 7-0 over the Phoenix Junior Varsity squad. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Moving to the bottom of the fifth, we'll have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Freshman left-hander Devin Thrain on in relief of Keegan Evick. Thrain on for his 3rd appearance of the year. Looking to have a better outing than he has these other 2, as he's only gotten 1 out. Giving up 6 runs that were earned. Walked 2 batters, giving up 4 hits. So Pioneers looking to see good outing here from left-hander Devin Thrain from Summit High School, hometown Thompson Station, Tennessee. Son of Patrick and Michelle Thrain. His grandparents in Massachusetts, Nani, Grammy, and Grandpa. He will be on to face Burris, Carter, and Hassan, who are scheduled to appear here. 5, 6, and 7 in the Phoenix lineup. Fastball misses high and away. Great job by Keegan Evick. There's a ground ball. Good start for Thrain. Vrabel over to cut it off. Throws on the outfield side of first base, but Landon Godsey with a good footwork, able to adjust and make the catch. Godsey, a lot of putouts here of late in the all 3 in the 3rd inning, 2 in the 4th, and now 1 in the 5th inning. Carter struck out looking in the 2nd, fouls that one off. Possible 2-way player for head coach Jim McGuire in Devin Thrain. He can play the outfield. He has not gotten, I don't think he's had an at-bat yet this year. He has not. Swung on and lifted up into the air out in left center field. Burris over in the gap and in. Will make the catch for out number 2. Good start for Devin Thrain. 2 up, 2 down. And Gaines Hassan will step to the plate. He grounded out to Molnar at short. Only 1 hit for the Phoenix thus far. Single by Baker Fuentes into right center field in the fourth. There's another ground ball. Huddleston up and over to Godsey. Another put out for Landon Godsey, and a great inning by Devin Thrane. 3 up, 3 down. We're heading to the 6th. Pioneers lead 7-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. New pitcher on the mound for the Cumberland Phoenix. Left-hander number 8, Dylan Johnson. Big J Charlotte's wondering why do they got to keep putting these left-handers in right as I step to the plate. Sidearm soft thrower looks like. First pitch to Charlotte misses inside. Hello to Delin, who has texted in on or emailed in on treesports@gmail.com. I'll put that email up address for those of you that don't know it. You want to join the show, let me know who you are, where you're watching from, and who you're rooting for. Unless I already know, like Dave Holbrook, as Charlotte lifts that one up out into right field, sends Will Burris back. He makes the catch for out number 1. Charlotte now 0 for 2. Brings up Logan Molnar, the leadoff batter. Pioneers have been shut out in the even-numbered innings. Scored all 7 of their runs in the odd numbers. Molnar swings and fouls that one straight back. Logan 1 for 2, scored twice. Dylan Johnson not showing on my handwritten roster. Don't know if he's on the online one as that one ball is popped up into center field. Coming in and making the catch is Wyatt Hurt. Assume that's still Wyatt Hurt out there. It is, number 19. So 2 up, 2 down so far for Dylan Johnson. And Ethan Huddleston stepping to the plate. Having a tough go of it so far. I see his big brother Noah is here in attendance. Ethan will be definitely looking for a pitch to hit. Could not pull the trigger there. Apparently not there either. Now down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pulls the trigger there. Hard shot to Dalton, who throws in the dirt. This one picked out by Carter to help out Andrew Dalton and retire the Pioneers in order. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Pioneers still leading by a touchdown. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Hello to Dave Holbrook, Sherry Burris, and the McDaniels who are watching from the Grove City, Ohio, near Columbus. Thank you for the email. Dave Eatman, Dave and Monique in Parrish, Florida, listening in as well. Go Noah Eatman. First pitch by Devin Thrain in his second inning of work, misses outside. Luke Manning, the DH. Now looking at a 2-0 count. Thrain trying to pump strikes and make these batters hit what he offers up there and ground out, fly out, and a ground out. Successful first inning of work for the freshman from Summit High School. But something about Luke Manning is throwing Devin off. Gets the ball and delivers. There's a strike. Hello to Suzanne Gotze, and Paul watching and listening while they work today in Indianapolis. That one goes to the backstop for ball 4, and first base runner that Thrain has given up. First walk of the day by Pioneers pitching. Nathan Rhodes struck out 5 of the 6 batters that he faced. Keegan Evick, 2 scoreless innings, gave up 1 hit. Now Thrain facing Wyatt Hurt, the 9-hole hitter from Priceville, Alabama, sophomore center fielder. Swing and a miss on a fastball. That got up there in a hurry. Fastball missed a little bit up. Hurt didn't swing at that one, though it looked a little bit better than the other one. Strike called. That's the pitch that about 3 times today the batter will look back and they're surprised that that pitch is getting called a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, 1 on. Tapper to the mound, Braden Vineyard telling Thrain to toss to Gotze and don't worry about the runner at second base, and he does exactly that. And gets the easy out. On the play, Luke Manning moves down to second base. First time the Phoenix have had a runner past first. We've actually only had 1 other base runner. It was Baker Fuentes in the 4th. Andrew Dalton, the switch hitting shortstop, steps to the plate. First pitch he sees is outside. Looks like Devin, when he's missing outside. And high mostly. Fly ball out to right field. Jace Mizell makes the turn, makes the catch, and gets it back into the infield. No advancement by the runner, and 2 are out. Looked like Jace was not expecting the runner to be tagging up. And he was not. Will Elkins, the second baseman who's 0 for 2, steps in. Thrain trying to get the Pioneers out of the situation and keep the shutout intact. Breaking pitch misses low. Jay Charlo's mother, DeLynn, watching from school, I would assume today, is where she's an educator. As are several of the family members of these Pioneers players. Step off for Devin Thrain. New rule this year. If you only get one per batter, if he does it again, it's an automatic ball. He's gone 3-0 to the 2-hole hitter, Will Elkins, wearing number 20. Pitch right down the can. Elkins taking all the way. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th, scheduled for 7 innings. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Devin Thrain. Much better outing, no question, so far for Thrain than at least one of those other outings. I'm trying to remember the outing that he would like to forget. There's a ground ball to Vrabel. He will throw on over to Godsey for the out. Devin Thrain gets out of it without giving up a run. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base. And we're through 6, heading to the final inning. Pioneers lead 7-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Landon Godsey will lead off the top of the 7th inning for the Pioneers. He led off the top of the 5th as well, grounded out. He's 2 for 3, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, and he will face new pitcher Matthew Jenkinson, who a year ago was a starting shortstop for Roan State in the TCCAA. It's fouled off the screen. Sidearm delivery gets in there over the plate for strike 2. Godsey, the 3-hole hitter for the Pioneers, drives one high, but shallow into center field. It moved over into right center as Wyatt Hurt to retire Godsey. He's now 2 for 4. Jace Mizell steps to the plate. He doubled over the head of Wyatt Hurt in dead center field. I'm sorry, we're going to have a pinch hitter here. This is not Jace Mizell. This is Ethan here. He swings and misses at the first pitch. Jenkinson working quickly, breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Ethan here, the Cincinnati kid, sophomore, Cincinnati, Ohio. Jenkinson telling you he's getting the ball and going. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and short work of Ethan here. Strikes out swinging. Now Maddox Liebrick will step to the plate as Coach McGuire making some changes. Part of the Stewart's Creek gang, Maddox Liebrick, redshirt freshman, starts to swing on that breaking pitch. Strike either way on the swing or the call. Liebrick now down in the count, 0 balls and 2 strikes. Sweeping breaking pitch misses, low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Maddox Liebrick, the son of Greg and Amy Liebrick. He fouls one off the screen. 5'11", 160-pound redshirt freshman from Stewart's Creek High School. Caleb Hawkins' teammate, Connor Moss. Granny in Smyrna, Pawpaw and Mama Sheila in Decaturville, and Maddox Liebrick with his first base hit of the year. First collegiate base hit for Maddox Liebrick. Congratulations, Maddox. For today, he only had 1 at-bat, or 1 official at-bat, so he's now hitting .500 on the season. Let's put him over there at first base as Carter Vrabel steps to the plate. Liebrick back in time. Vrabel 0 for 2 and a walk. On deck, Tanner Bumbelow hoping to get an at-bat. Jackson Ward, catcher, bluffs. Throw down to first base, but Liebrick was paying attention. So 2-out knock for Maddox Liebrick as he leads off. Jam shot that Dalton will flip to Elkins at second base to force Liebrick. And the Pioneers are retired in the top of the 7th. First odd inning that the Pioneers do not score. But they lead 7-0 going to the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube, Twitter, and Channel 19. Summit Concrete called to the bullpen for the Pioneers on the relief of Devin Thrain is Brett Dowling, 6'1", 190-pound freshman from Green Hill High School in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Computer science major, the son of Chad and Shelley Dowling. His twin older sisters, Ashley and Aaron. Granddaddy in Bowling Green, Grandma in Portland, Poppy in Madison, Alabama, and Nana in Central City, Kentucky. I don't know that I got all of Maddox's grandparents in. He's got a nanny in Decaturville as well. So once again, congratulations to Tanner Bumbelow and Maddox Liebrick today, who have gotten their first collegiate hits. Maddox Liebrick with a base hit into right field. Tanner Bumbelow, a 3-run home run in the 5th inning. So Brett Dowling on as the closer of sorts. His 3rd appearance of the year. He will face 4, 5, and 6 in the Phoenix lineup. First pitch in there, called strike. Dowling struggling a little bit with control at times, but in his 1 2/3 innings has given up 3 hits, 3 runs that were earned, had walked a batter and hit 2 batters. Let's see Brett hit his spots here as he hits one right there. Nice pitch. He may throw the hardest of any of the Pioneers pitchers. I don't have the gun on him, as associate head coach Aaron Smith with Belmont University does right now. And he gets a strike called right down the can for caught looking. Second time that Ward's gone down looking today. First out in the 7th. This is the final inning of game 1. We'll start approximately 30 minutes after this game ends with game 2. Not sure where that missed, but it looked like he did not raise his arm for a strike. Looked like a pretty good pitch to Will Burris. Same spot. Maybe they're inside. 2 balls, no strikes to Burris, who's 0 for 2. A little bit better, according to Devin Flanagan, the home plate umpire. He says that's a strike. Thanks for those of you that emailed into the show. treesports@gmail.com. Take that down. All the regulars pretty much have that in their phones by now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. There's a hard shot up the middle. Huddleston backhands, throws on the run, flips, just basically a flip over to Godsey. What a great play by Ethan Huddleston. Hadn't had the best day at the plate at all by any stretch of the imagination, but he has played very well in the field at any time that I couldn't tell you the last time he had an error at second base. Started the year at shortstop, but moved over when Logan Molnar started. Nice pitch there by Dowling to get the Ethan Carter at bat started off right. 2 outs. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. I think that was the first breaking pitch he's thrown today, and he's ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. We started at 12:52, and it is 2:30 Central right now. That's an hour and 38 minutes, and we're close to being finished here as the Phoenix are down to their last strike. Dowling looked like he tried to step on one there to finish the game, but held on to it a little bit too long. So Ethan here is out in right field. Maddox Liebrick looks like he is in center field. Swinging a foul ball. One-two pitch. Another foul ball down the third base line. So Liebrick, who came on to pinch hit for Jake Burris, takes a spot out in center field. Here does the same thing for Jace Mizell out in right. That's a deep drive to left field. Back goes Charla. This might end the shutout. No, Jace Charla at the wall on the track makes the catch for the third out to preserve the shutout for the Pioneers. This one belongs to the Pioneers. Game that takes an hour and 40 minutes. Pioneers win 7-0. Ethan Carter tried to break the shutout, but the wind blowing in a little bit from left field held that one up. Jay Charlotte got to the fence quickly to make the grab. In the 7th, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And 4 Pioneer pitchers pitch a one-hit shutout. Strike out 6 batters, 2 walks in the ball game. The win would probably go to Nathan Rhodes, is how I would assume that would go. Nathan Rhodes get the win, and he would move to 3-0 on the season. Pioneers 7 runs on 7 hits, no errors, and 5 runners left on base. Cumberland JV, no runs, 1 hit. They had 2 errors, I believe. Yes, 2 errors. And they left 3 batters on base. The Pioneers moved to 17-13 on the season. They came in 6-6 in the conference. Obviously, these are not conference games, so they'll stay there. And we will have game 2 coming up in about 30 minutes, so right about 3 o'clock. You can check back. If you'll go to the Vol State YouTube page and click subscribe, or on Twitter, subscribe there or follow there. It should notify you when we come onto the stream. But thank you for joining us. If game 1 is all that you're able to make, then we thank you for watching and listening. Not sure if we'll be back on Channel 19 or not. Probably so. Our chief engineer, A.J. Fawson, texted me right before we went on the air here to say to be careful and watch what I say, as we are going to be on actual television today. Folks, it's been a joy to bring you to the ball game. The Pioneers get back on the winning track with a 7-0 victory here in game 1. Try to put a winning streak together for game 2. Dan Reinhardt will be on the mound to begin the ball game for the Pioneers. For Athletic Director Bobby Hudson and Head Coach Jim McGuire, this is Tim Reese saying so long for about 25 minutes. We'll be right back on the Vol State Sports Network.